The time is 8:45 p.m. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Here is the news edited by Dilini Gunawardena and read by Tilani Pires. The headlines. The President Ranil Wickremesinghe advocates for a principal education system. 232 million rupees is allocated for home gardening projects. India and Sri Lanka discuss renewable energy cooperation and technology transfer. The Cabinet nods for the draft bill on gender socialization equality. Korea assures Sri Lanka of its continuous support. And on international news, Israeli jets hit Hezbollah sites in Lebanon's Baalbek. And on sports news, cricket, the ODI squad for the upcoming Bangladesh series is announced. President Ranil Wickremesinghe emphasized the importance of education instilling resilience in children, encouraging them to confront challenges with unwavering principles. He made these remarks while attending the Centennial Banquet of Wesley College, Colombo last night at the Shangri-La Hotel, Colombo as the chief guest. President Wickremesinghe commended Wesley College, Colombo for its pioneering role in nurturing individuals crucial for the nation's development, highlighting the pivotal role Wesley College has played in shaping the nation's leaders and fostering a spirit of resilience and courage among its students. In his address, the President announced plans to promote artificial intelligence education in schools, underscoring the government's commitment to investigating in artificial intelligence research and development. He expressed his desire to support private schools that have historically played a vital role in the country's education system. Looking ahead, the President pledged to work closely with educational institutions to navigate challenges and implement reforms aimed at improving the education system. He emphasized the need to prioritize the resumption of academic activities disrupted by the COVID-19 pandemic and enhance English language education in schools. The State Minister of Agriculture, Mohan Priyadarshana de Silva, recently highlighted the significant efforts being made by the Minister of Agriculture to bolster the nation's economy. One of the initiatives includes plans to allocate financial support up to a maximum of 200,000 rupees for home gardening areas exceeding 10 perches. This move is aimed at empowering local agricultural activities and enhancing their contribution to economic stability. During a press briefing themed Collective Path to a Stable Country held at the President's Media Centre today, the State Minister Priyadarshana emphasized the government's commitment to addressing the ongoing economic challenges faced by the country. Additionally, the State Minister noted that the Department of Agrarian Development has earmarked 232 million rupees for various agricultural initiatives. He acknowledged the historical challenges faced by the agriculture industry. However, he highlighted a shift in the current landscape, indicating a positive transformation which is underway. With concerted efforts from the Ministry of Agriculture aimed at bolstering the nation's economy, there's a noticeable uptick in both economic growth and agricultural productivity. This concerted effort is manufacturing a tangible progress reflecting positively on the overall economic and agricultural landscapes. The Minister of Power and Energy, Kanchana Wijesekara, has held discussions with an Indian government delegation regarding the renewable energy cooperation between the two countries, capacity building programs, technology transfer, investments, opportunities, and policies related to the sector. The delegation is led by Shri Bhupinder Singh, Secretary to the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy of India, who is on a 3-day visit to discuss possible investments and engage with renewable energy stakeholders and officials of Sri Lanka. Taking to X, Minister Wijesekara said the meeting was held this morning at the Ministry of Power and Energy. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
At People's Bank, we empower your pride. People's Bank, pride of the nation.
The Minister Dr. Bandula Gunawardena said that the Cabinet approval has been granted for the draft bill on gender socialization equality to be published in the Government Gazette notification for Parliament approval. Approval of the Cabinet was received at the meeting held in September 2022 for the preparation of the draft bill on gender socialization equality. Accordingly, clearance of the Attorney General has been granted for the draft bill on gender socialization equality that has been prepared. The Cabinet approved the proposals presented by the President in his office as the Minister of Women, Child Affairs and Social Empowerment to publish the draft bill in the Government Gazette notification and subsequently to table the same for the approval of the Parliament. The Ambassador of the Republic of Korea, Myeon Lee, met Speaker Mahinda Yapabewardena recently in Parliament. Addressing the gathering, the ambassador stated that the hopes to provide more opportunities to Sri Lankan students for higher education in South Korea. Furthermore, in coming June, a Korean education exhibition will be held with the support of the Minister of Education and the universities of this country. The State Minister of Education, A. Aravind Kumar, stated that it is necessary to increase teaching Korean language in schools in Sri Lanka and requested to be provided with the necessary support required for this. The ambassador assured the Republic of Korea will do its best to assist Sri Lanka in every possible way. That ends local news for now.
You have got a transfer.
That's all right, sir. They are all our children.
The right decisions with noble intentions bring pride. At People's Bank, we empower your pride.
The main news story is brought to you by Sinhala.
The new Chief Secretaries were appointed for North and the Vyabha provinces. Mr. L. Ilangovan was appointed as the new Chief Secretary of the Northern Province, while Ms. Deepika K. Gunaratna was appointed as the new Chief Secretary of the Vyabha Province. These appointments were made by President Ranil Wickremesinghe. The appointment letters were handed over by President's Secretary, Mr. Samanika Naika, at the Presidential Secretariat today. That was the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Sinhala.
And on Watch Light tonight, the National Water Supply and Drainage Board has requested the public to use water sparingly in light of the prevailing arid weather conditions. Deputy General Manager of the board, Anoja Kaluarach, explained that in the event the current extreme dry weather continues for the next 2 months, it is likely that water will have to be supplied on a shift basis. However, she assured that sufficient water levels are currently available. The request is made as a precautionary measure, stating no restriction or limitation of water supply has been implemented in any areas thus far. She urged for consumers to call the 24-hour NWSDB hotline 1919 in the event such issues are experienced. That came to you in Watchlight. Coming up, World News. World News headlines first. Israeli jets hit Hezbollah sites in Lebanon's Baalbek. India is to enforce migrant law that excludes Muslims. Haiti's Prime Minister resigns as law and order collapses. The Israel army says its fighter jets recently attacked 2 military headquarters of Hezbollah in the Baalbek area in southern Lebanon. According to a statement on X, the attacks were carried out in response to the morning's rocket attacks on the occupied Golan Heights. The Lebanese group claimed the massive attack with about 100 rockets, saying they were carried out in response to another Israeli attack around Baalbek overnight. India's government has announced plans to enact a controversial citizenship law that has been criticized for being anti-Muslim. The Citizenship Amendment Act will allow non-Muslim religious minorities from Pakistan, Bangladesh and Afghanistan to seek citizenship. The authorities say it will help those facing persecution. India's Home Ministry, in a statement, said that those eligible can now apply online for Indian citizenship. An online portal for receiving applications has already been set up. The implementation of this act has been one of the key poll promises of Mr. Modi's ruling Hindu nationalist BJP in the run-up to general elections this year. Haiti's Prime Minister Ariel Henry has agreed to resign following weeks of mounting pressure and increasing violence in the improvised country. It comes after regional leaders met in Jamaica on Monday to discuss a political transition in Haiti. Mr. Henry is currently stranded in Puerto Rico after being prevented by armed gangs from returning home. In a video address announcing his resignation, Mr. Henry urged Haitians to remain calm. Back to the world news headlines. Israeli jets hit Hezbollah sites in Lebanon's Baalbek. India is to enforce migrant law that excludes Muslims. Haiti's Prime Minister resigns as law and order collapses. That ends World News.
Development News.
The Minister Dr. Bandula Gunawardena said Sri Lanka Standards Institution and the Standardization Administration of China will sign an agreement to iron out barriers in trade linked to non-tariff areas. Cabinet approval has been granted to sign the Memorandum of Understanding. Through this, Sri Lanka is seeking to expand on trade agreements to facilitate exports of goods and services. That ends Development News. Moving on with sports news. Cricket news tonight. Sports Minister Harin Fernando has approved the 16-member ODI squad for the upcoming 3-match series against Bangladesh, commencing tomorrow at the Zahur Ahmad Chowdhury Stadium in Chattogram. The team will be led by Kusal Mendis. Charita Sri is the vice-captain. The other members of the team are Pathum Nisanka, Avishka Fernando, Sadira Samaravikrama, Janis Lianage, Kamidu Mendes, Sahan Arachige, Vanidu Hasaranga, Mahesh Tikshana, Dunit Vellalage, Akila Dananjaya, Chamika Karnaratna, Dirshan Madhushankar, Pramod Madhushan and Lahiru Kumara, while Kamidu Mendes will replace Siobhan Daniel. Lahiru Kumara has been added to the Sri Lanka ODI squad in light of Asita Fernando's injury. That came to you in cricket news.
Go ekak thiyana youth eකට life එකේ change එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න ඇස් වහගෙන දැකපු හීන හැබැයි කරන්න youth එකට නියමෙට set වෙන friendship එක මෙන්න.
The all new NSB Ithru Mithru account, NSB IM, a plan for your dream.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Dialogue Axiata announced the launch of the Fund Blaster monthly plan tailored to meet the social media needs of customers, including unlimited access to Facebook, WhatsApp and YouTube, along with an additional 3 GB of anytime data. Priced at a tax-inclusive price, this plan allows customers to fulfill all their social media requirements with just one reload for the entire month, along with additional data for other requirements. That came to you in Business News.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Go ekak thiyana youth එකට life එකේ change එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න ඇස් වහගෙන දැකපු හීන හැබැයි කරන්න youth එකට නියමෙට set වෙන friendship එක මෙන්න.
The all new NSB Ithru Mithru account, NSB IM, a plan for your dream.
And on economic news, a pilot project to uplift 16,000 Asvasuma beneficiary families using Asian Development Bank, World Bank and local funds will be implemented in selected divisional secretariats of 25 districts. Applications for the second phase of the welfare scheme close on the 15th of March. Minister of State for Finance, Shehan Semasinghe, said payments will be made to the beneficiaries selected under the second phase in July. That was economic news.
Weather Report.
Showers or thundershowers may occur at a few places in the Ratnapura, Kalutara, Gaul and Matra districts in the evening or night. Mainly dry weather will prevail in the other areas of the island. Misty conditions can be expected at some places in the western, Sabargama and Uva provinces and in the Gaul and Matra districts during the morning hours. That was the weather report. And now to in this news broadcast, the main points once again. The President Ranil Wickremesinghe advocates for a principal education system. 232 million rupees is is allocated for home gardening projects. India and Sri Lanka discuss renewable energy cooperation and technology transfer. The cabinet nods for the draft bill on gender socialization equality. Korea assures Sri Lanka of its continuous support. And on international news, Israeli jets hit Hezbollah sites in Lebanon's Baalbek. And on sports news, cricket, the ODI squad for the upcoming Bangladesh series is announced. That ends this news broadcast, and now it's back to Chandima Veerakon as always on a Tuesday night. Back to you, Chandima.